welcome to another video. I'm super happy to announce that the GTI has finally been flashed with the new APR Stage 2 revision, but it's currently in testing, but you can get it on your car. Currently, they're just releasing it to the public, so you know, if there's any critiques or anything or any feedback the public has, they can send that to APR before APR makes a huge announcement announcing that the tune is out. This tune is absolutely bonkers. It is so cool. So much is different about the car as well. So the torque has been decreased and supposedly the power has been increased. Launching is really nice now. It really doesn't act up at all with wheel spin. It's really clean. I turn traction off like all the time now because I'm not worried about lighting up the tires. You definitely do notice a huge drop in torque, but less is more and less is better. One problem I was having when I was driving in manual mode through town, I usually do first to second. I try to jump out of first as quick as I can because when you're doing manual mode, first is always the lurchy gear. And it pretty much had a really bad surging problem because the old tune, the old revision would get a lot of torque low down and it would kind of do like a judder on you, and it's really hard to explain, but that's kind of what I was getting when I was driving. So that's been completely eliminated. It really shifts super smoothly into first to second, and I really like the way it drives, just daily drivability wise. It's pretty awesome. And when it comes to just really getting on it, like I said, it does not wheel spin, and the power, it builds really nicely all the way to red line. It doesn't drop off as noticeably as before. Obviously it will drop off a little bit as these turbocharged cars pretty much will, but it's super linear throughout the whole rev range, and I really love revving this thing out. It's awesome. And also I love revving it out because you get the pops and bangs. All right, so on to the pops and bangs. As you guys know before, the old pops and bangs, which keep in mind you can actually still get when you tune your car to this new ECU flash, the new stage 2 file, you can still get the pops and bangs in the old setting. So the old pops and bangs, as you guys know, whenever you put the car in sport mode, it would activate the pops and bangs. Every single time you would downshift, rev the car, let off the throttle, it would do the pops, and it would be kind of a 1 2 3, sometimes 1 2 3 4, and when you rev it, it would be kind of randomized, and you know, it was a good sounding pops and bangs when you revved it, but when you drove it, most of the time it would get kind of old because it would just be so similar every single time you let off the throttle, and you probably do that a lot if you're really driving spiritably. So with the new pops and bangs, that problem has been completely eliminated. These pops are more randomized. They sound, in my opinion, much better because with my particular exhaust setup, and it might just be my exhaust setup, I don't know. I have exhaust held by clamps. It's the way the Borla makes the exhaust. I would get kind of a metal tingy sound when they would go off, and I just really didn't like the sound of the pops. I would still do the pops a lot because it was obnoxious and I'm a child, but yeah, for the most part, it just kind of got a little old and it would sound really tingy, and I just wasn't really into it. However, now they sound really cool. 2 to 3K, you get kind of these really long burbles, and they're very randomized, and probably 35 to 5,000 maybe, you get really clean pops and crispy snaps. It sounds so good, and the beauty is with APR's tune, you can turn them off regardless of whatever, if you have the old version or the new version. So that function is still you're still able to have that function. You can turn them off. If you don't want them, you can keep them on. So with that said, we're gonna take her for a little spin and see how she do. So we're gonna put the car in sport mode right now. I apologize for the state of the road. It's been a long winter, and the road is kind of buckled and everything, and we have bicycles as well. But as you guys can hear, these are currently 3K let-offs. Holy cow. Oh my gosh, this road is really rough. Every year it gets worse. Oh man. But as you guys can hear behind me, those pops and bangs are so different. They're much longer, and they sound so much better. And it's just the ability to have them more randomized, and the fact that you just kind of don't expect when they're going to go off when you tap the throttle. Obviously, when you tap the throttle, there will be something, but it's a matter of what frequency of pop you're gonna get, and that's something I really like about it, because you just don't know what to expect. It builds power so good. It's not slower than before. That's one thing I was getting questions about before I released the video. I had some people on Instagram asking me questions about, is the car any slower, and it's absolutely not. Yeah. Alright, so we'll do a little pull here. What we're gonna do is turn traction control off. I won't do a dig just because it's a busy road, but do 15 miles per hour. Here we go. It's fast. It's really fast. It's not slow. It's just so fast. I'm really happy that APR did this. But yeah, with that said, thank you guys so much for watching this update. I will have a sound clip dedicated just to pure pops and bangs, because I know you guys love that. Unfortunately, I probably will not have any stationary revs until I figure out maybe there's a thing that I'm missing. Just turn on these pops when I rev. Maybe, but I'm not entirely sure. For the most part, I'm really happy with this, and I'm super pleased with the ability of the car now. It's so fast. Maybe it's not much quicker than before, maybe it's not even quicker than before, but I can tell you something, it's not slower. If you have an APR Stage 2 car, go to your tuner, ask them if they have the new revision, and I'm sure they'll help you out with that, and you can test the new tune. And if you have any feedback, please leave that in the comments below, or email your tuner or APR and give them your opinion, or your feedbacks. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.